Welcome back to the channel, everyone. So today I've got a little bit of a different setup going on here. I wanted to talk about a couple things. One of the main things is how we as photographers can save time doing what we're doing, and these types of softboxes are a great way to do that. And just from the onset, wanted to mention that Westcott's finally got the Rapidbox switch 3x3 out, which pairs perfectly with the 3x3 modifier. So those of you that have been using these other boxes I'm going to talk about, we have a solution now to make your life a heck of a lot easier. So these are in stock. I didn't want to put this video out before they were in stock on the website, but super happy to announce these, which pretty much fulfills all the different sizes of mods, Pro-Light mods, and rapid style boxes. So whatever you want to use, or whatever size you want to use, there's a rapid box that will work with your mods. So let's talk about the benefits of using these types of softboxes in comparison to the old school types of softboxes. And to me, it goes back to what I feel like is our #1 asset. And a lot of people might instantly jump to money or some other possessions, but I feel like time is our #1 asset. And the time we spend getting set up, breaking down, doing our photo shoots, it adds up in the long run over time. And I think when we can find ways to shorten that time, whether it be on the setup end, during the photo shoots, the breakdown process, the post processing, I feel like that is super beneficial, and in the long run it is worthwhile investigating all the ways to do that. And so today I wanted to talk about a great way to save that time on the front end of our photo shoots. And having been in this business for a long time, all we used to have were these manual style softboxes that you would have to put together every time you did a photo shoot with the 4 poles. I mean, it's like putting together a tent every time you had to do a photo shoot. Along with these poles, and I'm going to show this Godox box. This is like a 2x3 box from Godox. Perfectly fine box, especially the first couple of times you use it. I'm going to talk about over time how these guys kind of fall apart. And I'm speaking from experience with this. I'm not just throwing this stuff out there. So I use all of this stuff I'm talking about, and I know kind of the cons and the pros of these different types of systems. With these style boxes, you need speed rings. These speed rings have numbers on them that correlate with the different size boxes and where you need to put these posts in these speed rings for them to come together in their proper shape. ProPhoto's got some kind of neat ones, I guess the RFI boxes, I believe, which are color-coded on the tips, and they have little color-coded points to where the rods need to go into the speed ring, which makes things easy. Other ones like these have got numbers on them. I don't think there's any instruction out there about which numbers correlate with which soft boxes, so you just kind of have to figure it out as you go and then make a mental note or write it down. Or some of these I used to mark them with Sharpies, which ones go in which hole. So just another obstacle there. And so let's just do it. We'll put this one together. I believe the #2 holes work for this box. So so this is the process you would have to do. You get the poles, stick them in to the speed ring. The first 2 ones are fairly easy, but it gets more and more difficult. I'm gonna spin it around so hopefully you see. So I'm gonna find this other one. Another thing too, the smart thing when you break down these boxes is to do your best to keep these poles in the tips of the box here. If they slide out, then you got to fish it back in to the ends of this box, and it sounds a lot easier than it is. So whenever I'm breaking down or have an assistant, the first thing I tell them is to please try and keep those tips in the ends of the boxes or in the corners of the boxes. And the second thing is to please try not to bend these rods when you're pulling them out or putting them in. All right, so let's go for #3. There's #3. All right, #4. I'm gonna have to put this down on the floor so I can get a little leverage on it, but we'll do #4. There we go. All right. so this is our box fully together. And then it's got a Bowens mount. That's one thing if you're shopping for any of these other boxes, you want to make sure that the mount correlates with your brand of strobe. Several of these are, I think, dedicated to one mount, and then others will have adapters. Like the Westcott, you've got certain adapters. They have them when you go to get the box and you want to pick out the adapter that matches your strobe. I think they have pretty much a full gamut of the ones you need. I believe Fodix does the same thing. These other two I think are dedicated. We'll run through that in just a second. But so that is all together, and then you Velcro this and you click this into your light and you go on about your way. The fun part, as if that wasn't already enough fun, the fun part is breaking these down. And it's a matter of, you can feel the tension on this. Any of y'all that have put these together, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So we've got to get leverage on a corner of this box where we can pop out at least the first pole, and then I normally have to go across like 180 across to where the other opposite pole is, and then get it out and then do the other two. And remember, meanwhile, I'm trying to keep these poles in the corners up here, and I'm trying not to bend the poles. So I'm gonna, I hate doing this, but we're gonna do it, and you'll see. There's the first one, and so then I usually come across and then get that one. And I use my foot down here on the floor. I don't know if you can see it or not, but that third one. I think it just bent the pole on that one, but then the fourth one. So that's how you break them down. You fold them up. Good riddance. And you put it back into the bag. Let me show you what happens. See, this one, the pole is out of the corner and it automatically slides down. If I were to use this box again, I'd have to fish it back in. But it's gonna happen. You just really can't avoid it, where you end up bending these poles. You can see one right here. It's very similar to if you go to a pool hall and you look at the pool sticks and you roll to test the pool sticks out to make sure they're not warped. And it's the same thing with these. You can see this one's bent. This one's bent. This one's not as bent. And this one's fairly straight here. But so two of these poles in this box are bent. What that means is that when you put it back in the speed ring, the tension on this box here in comparison to that one, which was fairly new, it's not going to be the same. So if you were to use these with, say, like the ProLite mods, it's not going to look as great or look as the way it's supposed to look, because you don't have the proper tension on the corners, which then lead down the edges of the box, and it's just not going to work the way you want it to. So fortunately, people have been working on this issue to save us from breaking down those types of boxes, putting them together, spending all that time. You see how much time I've used in this video just dealing with that one box. And I wanted, obviously I'm affiliated with Westcott, that's not a big secret here, but I did want to show other brands that have this rapid, kind of quick style, easy to set up. I guess you would call it like an umbrella style softbox. And this is for the Glow from Adorama. They make them, they're called Easy Lock boxes. These are probably on the lower end of the price range. I will say you still, I've used all these boxes, and you still get what you pay for on these. So expect these will work fine. I really haven't had an issue with any of these other brands. I will say just the build quality and stuff like that gets a little bit better the more that you spend. And as I mentioned in that previous video about the shows, the photography shows, and whether or not it's worth going to them, I just feel like we have to invest in ourselves as photographers when it comes to learning, also when it comes to our gear, and especially gear that can save us time and headaches on set. So this is the Glow box here. So they have a line of different sizes that you can look into. Small rig came out with some. These work perfectly fine. I will say, and I think I showed it in one of my strobe tests from earlier, or from a while back, that there seems to be a magenta cast that comes out of this box for whatever reason. So that's something to think about if you're mixing and matching different soft boxes on set. Photix is another one that I've tested, and these are perfectly fine. A little flimsy, so you just kind of have to take that into account for what it is you're doing. This is a 2x3 Photix. What you have to think about too with these, and I think I mentioned it a minute ago, is where you need to know what adapter matches up with your strobe, whether or not these are dedicated or you can get inserts like you can with the Westcott Photix. I believe you get inserts as well to match your strobes, whether they be Westcott, Godox, Ellen Chrome, Profoto, what have you. Several of them, cross brands, they use the Bowens mount, which makes things easier. But just make sure when you get these that you end up getting the right adapter to make your box work. But let's look at how these work. I want to thank whoever came up with these different ideas of making these boxes so quick and easy. You just saw me, I just pulled this box out of the sleeve, the carrying case that it came in. This is how they all kind of break down. I have not put the diffusion in this one just so I can use it as a demo and show y'all how this works. But this is basically, it'll come out, you put the diffusion on one time and just leave it there. You've got access on the side via a zipper where you can stick your hand in and grab what you need to grab in here to set it up. I'm gonna do it from the front to show y'all though. So basically, what you've got is this piece right here, which then connects to the rods on the corners of the box. And then you've got like a shaft piece here in the middle. And all you need to do is slide this over that piece and you are set up and good to go. Pretty quick and easy. And you saw how much fun breaking down that other box was. I'm gonna do it how you normally would do it because you got diffusion on here. So you don't even have to mess with any of that stuff to break it down. You just slide your hand in here, grab hold of what you slid down the post from the onset, and then push it forward. And this box collapses and you're ready to slide it back into its bag, put it into whatever it is that you came to your photo shoot in, and it's just easy as that. So like I said, these other brands work very similarly. These are very high quality boxes. They are on the upper end of the spectrum of cost, although they are, at the time of this video, they are marked down currently, and I believe they are worth every penny because, like I said, over time, you're saving time, and I don't think there's anything more valuable in that. When we go to, and I'm speaking from experience here because I've gone and I've set up, you've seen my videos, I've set up like 10 of these other boxes before to build backdrops, and that took hours to set up and break down. And it was something that, that was like a week-long shoot, and after we got that set up, I was instantly dreading the day that was coming where I was going to have to break all that down, even though I had 2 people helping me. And on top of that, probably half the boxes, the rods were bent when we were breaking those down, so they were not usable after that. So then you'd have to go out and buy more of these cheap style boxes. So I'm going to stop there. I don't want to waste y'all's time with this because we are talking about time. I do want to say, if you feel like this video was worthy, please hit that thumbs up. If you want to see more content just like this, hit that little subscribe button down there as well as the bell, so YouTube will let you know when I'm back on here. If you feel like this type of info will benefit other photographers, please feel free to share it out there. And in the meantime, y'all can find me on social media at QuantsPhoto on Instagram, as well as Perlite Mods on Instagram. Y'all stay safe and healthy out there, and I will see y'all again soon in the next one.